Hi, and welcome to the Return Homestead. So we've got all the trim up, and we've got the windows cased, and we're going to leave them in natural color. So what we did is we took all of the boards that we pulled out of the wall when we removed the wall to the bathroom and the wall to the kitchen. Those were all sanded down after I pulled the nails, and we decided to use them up on the top of the wall for some trim. Now, there is a gap at the top of the wall because in mobile homes there are strips in the ceiling. Let me see if I can get a picture of that for you. Okay, so there are strips in the ceiling right here. That's the way they put up the drywall. Because of those strips, we could go and cut those at the corners here, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and dap that area up here where the gap is, and then I'll go back with a fine brush and I'll paint it the same color as the ceiling. So you won't be able to see it. We were going to leave it like this. I'm not a fan, so I am going to fix that. All of these boards were reclaimed from when we took this wall out here and when we tore out the kitchen wall. So that's also going to be rebuilt. And then when we bought the wood for the window seals and for the casing here, that was only not even 3.5 inches on a lot of it. So we had to pull some off. Now, when you're doing a remodel, you don't waste anything. So the part that we had to take off, I have put, let me get a light on. And we trimmed it out in here, so it pulls you on into the bathroom with that natural wood. So we're using it as trim pieces here. And then we're gonna put the natural wood, we're gonna put the natural wood as a shelf here and up on both sides of the wall. We're also going to put a trim piece in here at the entryway. So nothing goes to waste. And like I said, we reused all this stuff. Until we get this door set, we can't finish that trim up there. And we can't get the door set until we get the flooring in, because I want the door to set on top of that flooring. Otherwise, it leaves gaps down below at the edge of the door right here. And I don't want those gaps. So if you set the floor first and then the door, then you'll be good. Now I'm going to go and put the second coat on the windows. That'll dry for 10 minutes and then I'll buff it out. I'm not going to put more than 2 coats. Up here, only 1 coat. I want to put it up there basically because I don't want the dap to get into the grain of the wood when I'm dapping it. Now that the tung oil has been on there about 10 minutes, I'm going to start buffing it. So now that the windows are completed, it's time to start working up here on the trim. In order to get DAP up here on the ceiling area, I need to get the tung oil on the wood first. Otherwise it'll soak into the wood and I don't want the white on that. So I'm going to get busy and I'm going to start working on this. Okay, so now all of the trim has been covered in tung oil. It's been buffed out and it's got to dry now for 24 hours before I can dap the cracks. And then I'll have to touch up where the big gaps are with the ceiling paint so I don't have a white strip there. Our ceiling is a little wavy from it being hit when they moved it in, or that's what we're assuming. So we've seen damage underneath. Mike showed you that in the video where he was working on the underside of the house. And we've seen the break in the wood in the master bathroom when we tore that wall out in order to redo the electric. So we know that there has been damage in the past. So we're having to refit this in a way that it doesn't look bad without redoing the whole ceiling. We don't want to do that. So this is all ready to go, and the next step will be to dap and to touch up the paint. And then we're ready for flooring in the bedroom. No, we're not. And then we've got to finish the shelving above the headboard, and the light has to be fixed. And then we haven't gotten our shelves up here either, bookshelves. So this will get a shelf, it'll come all the way around wrap, and it will be done the same way that the window casings have been done. And I think it turned out really nice. Thank you for joining me today on the homestead as I was working on the trim and getting it ready so that we can finally put the master bedroom to bed. Pardon the pun. So thank you for joining me today on the homestead as we worked on the trim and the casings, and we got the tung oil on that, and it will be ready for the next step. If you like this video, please go ahead and give us a thumbs up. It helps to promote the video out to more people, and it helps us out a lot. So until we see you next time, thank you and God bless. Bye-bye.